Hi, today I'm giving a review on a game called Flash Firefighters. My name is Jessica and I like to give board game reviews from a Christian homeschool mom perspective. So, Flash Firefighters is a really great game that my kids like to play quite often, and other kids who've been to our house also ask for, and we've gotten out and played it quite a few times. So let me tell you a little bit about it by showing you pictures, by lifting things up here to my phone. This is a kind of game where I wish I had the talent, skill, time, capability to show you a nice picture of how it looks spread out on the table, but we're going to just try to do it this way. So each player has their own piece, and you are going to try to put out a fire as quickly as you can. It's a race against time because you're competing with everybody else, and you are connecting pieces of a hose to put out the water. So I will show you a couple of the hose pieces. What happens is set that down. These pieces are spread out all over the table. And so the hoses are going to connect at different points. Like if you put these two next to each other, you will find out they do not match. But if you flip them over to the side I'm looking at, you will see that they do match. And then you can proceed until you can get your hose connecting all the way down. I can't see because they're different on the back. But so anyway, that's what you got to do. I have found that most of the kids really like this, and I think it's a great game for adults to play with their kids because I actually find it kind of challenging. I don't have to like fake lose. I can try pretty much as hard as I want to try, and there's a good chance that one of my kids is still going to beat me in this game. I don't know what that says about me, but what happens is as soon as you get to the end, you get to be the first person to put on this little fire. I'll show you the other side here. You get to put that on, you get to blast the water, and you're putting out the fire. And then there are some little water droplet pieces that go in here. That's like a way to count the score. So the first person to get 3 of these is the winner. One thing that I do like about it is that you can adjust it to make it a little bit more fair. Sometimes I struggle with games that are so skill-based that there's always a clear winner and a typical non-winner because somebody in your group just is faster. They're just plain better at it. It's not that I prefer games that are solely left to chance where there's no skill involved, but then when you flip it to the opposite where it's total skill, only skill involved, that can be hard for the little ones too. I mean, it can be hard for us grown-ups when there's somebody who always wins at a game, right? So there's this fire hydrant that would stick in here as it's sitting on the table. And this shows your starting point. When you first pull out the game, everybody starts here. But after the first person wins, that person has to put their starting fire hydrant over here to make it more difficult for them. And the person or people who did not win get to move theirs down here so it can make it a little shorter and a little easier for them to win. And that kind of balances things out and makes it a little bit more fair. That's basically all there is to the game. It is a pretty simple concept. I actually don't like love playing this game, but I do find it gets requested and it comes out and gets played quite a bit, and like neighbors and friends ask for it. So I mean, I think it was, I don't remember what I paid for it, but I think it's a good game to buy. Here's my one little pet peeve when I'm trying to be kind of a perfectionist. It's not a big deal, but I don't know. This is just something I'll mention. If you look at these little pieces, the grass on this side is shorter than the grass is on that side. So it makes it so like there's truly a top and a bottom. You can kind of flip it, but then they don't line up just perfectly. So you have to decide if you will accept a hose where the hose doesn't line up just exactly right. Like in this case here, this would be the correct placement for the hose to line up, but because we have short grass with tall grass, it doesn't look perfect. So I just kind of told my kids that one end is always the bottom and the other end is always the top, and that's how you have to match it up. And they didn't get really frustrated with me being all picky, so it would look visually correct to me. So you can play that one however you want to. From a Christian standpoint, I'm going to give this a 5 from a 1 out of 5 because the object of the game is to put out a fire. That's a good thing. And you are not competing with other people in a way where anybody is really attacked or hurt, or somebody else doesn't lose so that you can win. You have an equal playing field. You're all sorting through and grabbing from pieces out of the middle. So there's nothing really cutthroat about it. But like I said, it can just be a little bit challenging when somebody tends to be the faster one at it and whatnot. Also, just to keep in mind that there are some small pieces. There was that little water spout piece that I showed you, the spray piece, and then these are the little pieces that keep score. So it may not be a real portable game. I feel like small pieces and young children, you got to keep an eye on that so pieces don't get lost. For fun, I think the kids would rate it probably a 4.5 out of 5. I wouldn't say it's their favorite game ever, but this game gets a lot of replayability. And the age, I forgot already what I told you. The age is, 5 to 99. Not sure if I said that. And it's 2 to 4 players. I mentioned before that when they do ages like 5 to 99 or something, 5 to 100, 5 to whatever, it's kind of nice to have a cutoff age. I don't know what that would be for this because as an adult, I can play it. It requires skill. It requires pure skill, and I oftentimes do not win. However, if I was a 15-year-old, I would not want to play this game. I wouldn't choose it. I'm not sure a 12-year-old would choose it. I'm not really sure, but I think there's a pretty good range of age with this. I think you could get a lot of replayability, and I think it's a worthy purchase. So that is In a Flash Firefighter by HABA Games.